Q. Well, hello YouTube, the Kingpin of Cinema.
And the QB999.
And we just saw one of probably the funnest movie I've seen so far this year.
And just in a long time in general. This movie, which is Drive Angry with Nicolas Cage, is probably the definition of a have fun movie. A movie where you just have your actors and you just tell them, go. Have fun.
Have fun.
And it really shows.
They really should have called this movie Tits, Explosions...
And Guns.
Awesome Cars, and Nicolas Cage.
Because this movie just... Everything is just ridiculous. But in a good way.
Yeah.
Everything is over the top.
Now, if you're fans of films like Machete, Crank...
Shoot 'em Up...
Shoot 'em Up, even like something like
Wanted, maybe?
Yeah, Wanted would be a good one, and Kung Fu Hustle. You will like this movie.
Just those over-the-top action thrillers that, like, over-exaggerate every little thing.
I mean, this is like the definition of like a grindhouse kind of film, and I'm surprised they didn't take that route of, you know, advertising it as an exploitation, grindhouse type of movie.
Yeah, when I first saw the trailer for this, I was kind of like, I don't know about that one. But then, when you go see it, and you see it as a whole, as what it really is, you really just fall in love with this movie, and you just love it.
Yeah, you know, I think the advertising is what's going to hurt this movie. Not a lot of people are going to see this movie, which is unfortunate, because it is a really fun movie, and we haven't had a really fun movie. Like
a really fun Nicolas Cage movie.
Probably since Kick-Ass.
Because he reaffirms our belief that there are still badasses out there.
You know, is this his best acting role? No. But he looked like he was having fun, and as an audience, we're having fun with him.
And of course, when the actors are having more fun, they get more into it. They get more into the role, they become more believable.
Yeah.
So, of course, the story with this one is Nicolas Cage, you know pretty early, he's dead. He's a dead guy. He escapes from hell, and he's come back to Earth to save his granddaughter.
But he just didn't escape from hell. Before escaping hell, major spoilers, he steals the God Gun.
The God Killer, which is a 5-barreled gun that apparently has the power to kill God.
Yeah.
Or gods.
Or gods, demons, mythical things, what have you. He stole it and escaped from hell so he could save his granddaughter.
Yeah, you know, he leaves his family he leaves his daughter at a young age. She rebels. She gets mixed up with a cult. Finds out that
Satan-worshipping cult.
Yeah, finds out that, wow, these guys are bad news. Ends up getting killed. Her baby gets taken from her, and they're going to sacrifice the baby to try and bring about the
end of the world.
End of the world.
Satan.
Hell walking the earth, you know, become immortal, that kind of shit. Meanwhile, while Nicolas Cage is trying to find his granddaughter, you have just this guy in a business suit. I really wish we looked up his name, but we love this actor. Just this guy, only known as the accountant, is going around following him, trying to find him. And this guy is, we suppose, a demon of some sort, or something. But his only job is to find Nick Cage and bring him back to hell. And while doing this, you see him, you know, sweet-talk people, manipulate him, being suave, quick hand movements, like doing magic tricks and stuff.
Yeah, he does a fantastic job of this character. He looked like he was having so much fun with this role.
Just being flamboyant all over the place.
He was so over the top. He was overacting so much that it was fun. And I really liked him for that. You know?
And of course, because this is just a guy just doing his job, if it's okay to root for him. You know, people normally get after you for rooting for the bad guy. He's not really the bad guy. He's just a guy there to do a job. And he doesn't really hurt anyone. Really. There's one guy he kills, but he's a woman beater, and he looks like Stone Cold.
So he had it coming. And he kills a couple of cultists, and they had it coming too.
He's the type of guy that has like those silly one-liners that just really fit the scene.
Yeah.
And of course,
You know, the acting performances all around are pretty good because everybody's just over the top. They're playing really exaggerated characters. You know, when I saw the previews for this, I wasn't thinking Citizen Kane. I was thinking, hey, this is kind of like a Crank or a Machete.
that's the best word to describe this whole movie, though, is exaggerated, because that's what everything is. The characters, the sounds, the explosions, the acting, just everything.
And I gotta give a special credit to the action sequences, like the car chases, the gunplay. All very well done. You can tell on what's going on. It's clear as day, and it's a spectacle. It's really cool stuff.
Another thing with, as far as the effects go, is that some of the death scenes you see like people's skin like being mutilated and stuff. A guy gets stabbed in the face with a bat, and you see that.
And it's actual prosthetics.
Yeah, the effects are like old-fashioned slasher prosthetics, which is really refreshing to see.
Corn syrup blood and everything. No CG blood to be found anywhere. But there is a slight negative. They have CG bullets.
A lot of them, but that kind of goes with like the 360 shot of the bullet going through the air the whole time.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of the cater to the 3D. This film is filmed.
Was shot in 3D.
It was shot in 3D.
Which, 3D film's still not perfect, but it's better than the post-converted shit that we see normally.
You know, this is probably one of the better 3D films I've seen in a long while. So it's got that going for it.
Did it actually need 3D? Probably not.
No.
What movie really does?
99% of the movies that get the 3D treatment don't need it.
Yeah, so you have Nicolas Cage. He meets up with this girl who he rescues from her abusive boyfriend. They go off together. She starts helping him, try and help his granddaughter. And that's kind of it.
Yeah, that's kind of it, you know.
There are a lot of funny scenes, like there's Nicolas Cage and her. They both go into a bar. They both kind of find people to take to their rooms.
To fuck.
And you see Nicolas Cage, like, just fucking this girl. Like, he's still completely dressed. He's smoking a big stogie. Has a bottle of brandy in the other hand. And she's going like, why aren't you naked? Why don't you want to... And it goes, I never disrobe before a gunfight. And of course, that's when some of the cultists like start barging in. He just starts shooting. And it was right out of Shoot 'Em Up, where he's having sex with this girl as he's shooting like 9 guys.
He's fucking a chick and killing 9 guys at the same time.
Of course, reassuring us that he's a badass. A guy comes in with a cattle prod, just sticks it to him, and he still manages to shoot the guy in the foot, and then again in the face. He holds no reserve to shooting people. The very first thing you see is he first shoots off a guy's hand, shoots another guy in the leg, and then shoots another guy right in the head.
In the face, point blank with a shotgun.
People get hurt in this movie.
I mean, when I said, you know, this movie's nothing but tits, guns, explosions, and cars, that's all it is. That's all this movie is. Everything else is secondary, but it's done so well that it's just really great to see.
Of course, you have the police chief who's trying to catch him. He doesn't play a big role, but he's like the police chief.
But he's one of the more memorable characters.
Yeah, it's because they set up a roadblock and he goes like, "All right, guys, when I tell you to aim for their tires, I really mean aim for their heads."
So, all right, everyone. Aim for their tires. And they're like, got this one dude's got this dude point blank with his gun. Sir, should I aim for his tires? That's just great.
This was just an awesome, fun movie to go to and see. It really is very lighthearted.
The Kingpin approves.
Especially in this time with all the Oscar nominations, all those high-strung movies, all the Oscar movies coming out. It's nice to see one that's just there to have fun with.
Yeah. You know, this is what we really needed in this current climate of film. You know, it's going to be a while until we get Battlefield LA and
Sucker Punch.
So, for the moment, you know, I highly recommend seeing this one over films like Unknown, which sucked. You know, that movie's making a lot of money. That's going to be a $100 million movie, when it really should have been this one.
So, sad to see this might not get the attention it deserves, but we're hoping it does. Mm-hmm. Go see it if you can. Go see it.
Go see it. All right. Well, I think that's it. We have all we can say. That can be said.
Oh, thank you, Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
thank you.
Nicolas Cage, you should have been in Green Hornet.
Anyway, So that's the QB999.
And the Kingpin of Cinema, and we approve.
And if you don't like it,
well, on this occasion, you suck.